Please subscribe, like and share this video. Thank you for your support.
2 U.S. Code Chapter 24, Congressional Accountability. 2 U.S. Code Subchapter 3, Office of Congressional Workplace Rights. 2 U.S. Code Paragraph 1385, Expenses. A authorization of appropriations beginning in fiscal year 1995, and for each fiscal year thereafter, there are authorized to be appropriated for the expenses of the office such sums as may be necessary to carry out the functions of the office, until sums are first appropriated pursuant to the preceding sentence, but for a period not exceeding 12 months following January 23, 1995, 1/2 of the expenses of the office shall be paid from funds appropriated for allowances and expenses of the House of Representatives, and 1/2 of the expenses of the office shall be paid from funds appropriated for allowances and expenses of the Senate, upon vouchers approved by the Executive Director, except that a voucher shall not be required for the disbursement of salaries of employees who are paid at an annual rate. The Clerk of the House of Representatives and the Secretary of the Senate are authorized to make arrangements for the division of expenses under this subsection, including arrangements for one House of Congress to reimburse the other House of Congress. B. Financial and administrative services. The Executive Director may place orders and enter into agreements for goods and services with the head of any agency or major organizational unit within an agency, in the legislative or executive branch of the United States in the same manner and to the same extent as agencies are authorized under Sections 1535 and 1536 of Title 31 to place orders and enter into agreements. C. Witness fees and allowances. Except for covered employees, witnesses before a hearing officer or the board in any proceeding under this chapter other than rulemaking shall be paid the same fee and mileage allowances as are paid subpoenaed witnesses in the courts of the United States. Covered employees who are summoned, or are assigned by their employer, to testify in their official capacity or to produce official records in any proceeding under this chapter shall be entitled to travel expenses under Subchapter I in Section 5751 of Chapter 57 of Title V. 2 U.S. Code Paragraph 1386, Disposition of surplus or obsolete personal property. The Executive Director may, within the limits of available appropriations, dispose of surplus or obsolete personal property by interagency transfer, donation, or discarding. 2 U.S. Code Paragraph 1387, Semiannual Report of Disbursements. A. Reports required not later than 60 days after the last day of each semiannual period of a fiscal year. The Executive Director of the Office of Compliance 1 shall submit to the Committee on House Administration of the House of Representatives, the Committee on Rules and Administration of the Senate, and the Committees on Appropriations of the House of Representatives and Senate, with respect to that period, a detailed, itemized report of the disbursements for the operations of the Office of Compliance. 1. B. Contents 1. In general, the report required by subsection A shall include A. The identification of each person who receives a payment from the Office of Compliance, 1. Except that in the case of an individual, the identification shall be provided in a manner that does not identify the individual by name. B. The quantity and price of any item furnished to the Office of Compliance, 1. C. A description of any service rendered to the Office of Compliance, 1. Together with a statement of the time required for the service, and the name, title, and amount paid to each person who renders the service. D. A statement of all amounts appropriated to, or received or expended by, the Office of Compliance 1 and any unexpended balances of such amounts, and E. Such additional information as may be required by regulation of the Committee on House Administration of the House of Representatives, the Committee on Rules and Administration of the Senate, or the Committees on Appropriations of the House of Representatives or Senate. 2. Exception for confidential information. The Executive Director of the Office of Compliance 1 may exclude from any report required by subsection A any information the disclosure of which would violate confidentiality policies of the Office of Compliance. 1. C. Effective date. This section shall apply with respect to the semi-annual periods of October 1 through March 31 and April 1 through September 30 of each fiscal year, beginning with fiscal year 2014. 2 U.S. Code Paragraph 1388, Workplace Climate Surveys of Employing Offices. A. Requirement to conduct secure surveys not later than 1 year after December 21, 2018, and every 2 years thereafter. The office shall conduct a secure survey of employing offices under this chapter regarding the workplace environment of such offices. Employee responses to the survey shall be voluntary. B. Special inclusion of information on sexual harassment in each survey conducted under this section. The office shall survey respondents on attitudes regarding sexual harassment. C. Methodology 1. In general, the office shall conduct each survey under this section in accordance with methodologies established by the office. 2. Confidentiality. Under the methodologies established under paragraph 1, all responses to all portions of the survey shall be anonymous and confidential, and each respondent shall be told throughout the survey that all responses shall be anonymous and confidential. 3. Survey form. The office shall limit the use of any information code or information on the survey form that makes a respondent to the survey, or the respondent's employing office, individually identifiable. D. Use of results of surveys. The office shall furnish the information obtained from the surveys conducted under this section to the Committee on House Administration of the House of Representatives and the Committees on Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs and Rules and Administration of the Senate. E. Consultation with committees. The office shall carry out this section, including establishment of methodologies and procedures under subsection C, in consultation with the Committee on House Administration of the House of Representatives and the Committees on Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs and Rules and Administration of the Senate.